Hi Chelsea fans, Chels Daft here with a match review of the game yesterday, and there was two outstanding emotions for me. One of them is just the fact that the VAR is just a complete joke, and the other is that short-term focus leads to long-term game. Let's get into this. So, as with every other YouTube video you've seen, every pundit, every match report you've seen, we have to talk about VAR and the ridiculous decision yesterday to not award Chelsea a penalty for the blatant abuse of Cesar Azpilicueta by Harry Maguire, who just had hold of him in a move that you'd see in WWE wrestling. It was just ridiculous. How anyone could have their arm around someone's shoulder to hold them down, prevent them from jumping towards the ball and to make an effort to make contact with the ball, and then for VAR to turn around and say, no, the referee's decision on the pitch stands. It's just an absolute joke. And it makes the whole situation with VAR a complete joke anyway. I mean, what's the point of having a monitor there if you're not going to see it? At the point, the referee was sort of side on. He couldn't really see Maguire because Maguire was very clever. Old Slaphead at Man United was very clever because what he did, he positioned his arm this way round. So he jumped, and all the referee sees is his arm by his side, and he's jumping, but his left arm was around Azpilicueta, preventing him from getting a contact with the ball, even jumping for the ball, and he was smart. So at that point, with Azpilicueta's natural reaction of saying, ref, there's a problem here, you need to look at this, what's going on, for VAR to sit with every single angle you've got available, which we all sat and watched at home because we're not allowed in the games or the stadium or whatever. All of us sat and watched it and thought that's a stonewall penalty. I guarantee you, every single Man United fan watched that and thought, it's a bit of a problem. For whoever it is at VAR, who is a qualified referee, I might add, to sit there and look at that and go, no, that's all right, I'm not quite sure. Even if you're not quite sure, say it to the referee and make him go and look at that video screen, the monitor. Because I guarantee you, 10 times out of 10 times, 100%, every single referee would have looked at that and said, that's a penalty. Not only that, but if that was down the other end, if that was Azpilicueta on Harry Maguire, it would have been a penalty. We all know that. Been a penalty. And Bruno Fernandes would have stepped up once again, which is what we seem to see week in, week out. It's just a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. It's not the overall be-all and end-all from the game, but it's a key moment in the game where you rely on the officials to do the job they're paid for, to officiate. You're paid to be a referee. You're paid to look at VAR with all your monitors, and you don't do it. Last year, people were getting demoted for making or missing key decisions in games. I want to see this guy, both of them, referee and the VAR, whoever he was, demoted to the Championship, League 1, League 2, non-league, wherever, because that was just a ridiculous decision. The second part of my video today is short-term focus, long-term game. Now, as usual, the Glory Boy Brigade, I'm not saying it's you guys watching this video, but there's plenty of people out there that only know Chelsea from winning Premier League titles and all this sort of stuff, expect results week in, week out, that do not see a project or a bigger picture. And I just want to point out some things here. I'm not sitting here defending our complete performance because, let's face it, when we watched the game yesterday, it's like watching a reserve game. Both teams were too afraid to lose the game. Both teams were too afraid to concede goals, and both teams set up the same. You could have an argument to say that Chelsea were the better team in the first half. Man United were the better team second half. Late on, Man United looked to push to try and win the game. But we're in a situation at the moment where week in, week out, you've either got fans on social media commenting on different forums or YouTube channels or Facebook pages, moaning about, oh, we're conceding too many goals. We're not scoring goals. We're not creating enough chances. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We should be better at doing this. When you look at our fixtures, you get the fixture list through. Liverpool, straight away, is the eye-opener. I was disappointed with the way we played that day. Said it before. And then after that, you look at Champions League. Seville, toughest game in the group. Europa League winners. Disciplined, organised, a threat. You then look and say, well, Man United, they're a top 6 team. What happened last season? What was Chelsea fans moan about last season? That we lost points to the top 6 teams. We dropped too many points against our main rivals, and that's what hampered us. Man United nicked 3rd place against us. So the game yesterday, before you even play it, was always going to be a sort of edgy game. Because it's early in the season still. We've still not got everybody fit and available 100%. We conceded goals. They conceded 6 against Tottenham. All right, they went and beat Newcastle and they beat PSG. But still, United have lost both their home games. They couldn't afford to lose that game yesterday. We couldn't afford to concede more goals yesterday. It was always going to be a game where it was going to be like Seville, cat and mouse. Because at the end of the day, Seville's the hardest game in our Champions League group. We're going to play Krasnodar this week. We're going to play Rennes next week. We're then going to play Rennes again, then Krasnodar again, and then Seville. And we know that if we beat Krasnodar and Rennes both times, then we're going to qualify. Simple as that. And it will come down to that last game against Seville as to who finishes top and who finishes second. Yes, Chelsea have been disappointing at times this season. I get that. I understand that. We all know that with the goals we conceded. So, short-term focus is the defence, the goalkeeping position and the defence, which is what everyone's been moaning about but ever since Frank Lampard took over. All we keep hearing is we've conceded so many goals, more goals than everybody else, blah, 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 Kepa this, Kepa that. So, the only way to deal with it is to implement a new goalkeeper, bring in your new signings in the back, Chilwell and Silva, implement them in and give them time to bed in and just try to solidify your defence. Make your defence more compact so you don't concede goals. We've had 2 good defensive performances. Forget as saying it's been defensive like as a whole in both games. It hasn't. But looking at our back 4 and our goalkeeping position, or as it was yesterday, our back 5 or 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs, we've had 2 clean sheets, which is something we've all been asking for weeks. But people are still not happy. People are still moaning. Take stock in the fact that what we've got going forward is and can be phenomenal. When everyone's fit, even now, with people not fit, we've still got so many options. We've still got so much quality going forward. We know we're going to score goals. That end of the pitch is not a problem. We've already seen this season, it's not a problem. It's not a concern. The concern is the back end of the pitch, the defence and the goalkeeping position. So the only way you can try to work through it is twofold. First of all, in training with your defenders and your keepers as a defensive unit. You can do so much in training, playing against your own players, up against you, but it's match day and it's the games that you play that are the most important. That's what you build on. You try to create a base and you build on going forward. We did it against Seville. People moaned about the way we played trying to go forward. We did it yesterday. People are moaning again, but it was a good, solid defensive performance where if we now kick on and win the next 2, 3, 4 games in a row, people will turn around and say, well, that was the turning point. So, Man United away last year, we got thumped 4-0. It was never a 4-0 game. We should never have lost the game, but we did. And, you know, it was 4-0. What goes in black and white in those record books stands. It doesn't tell you the story of the game. Now, yesterday we had a few chances, a few half chances. Yes, Man United had the better chances, 2 in particular, Rashford And Edouard Mendy, what a performance. Saved the first one with his feet. Great save the second one late on to deny Rashford. And then Thiago Silva. When we signed him, we said Thiago Silva will bring experience, will bring knowledge, will bring organisation and leadership, and just his ability to see what's happening. He was outstanding yesterday. And that's the sort of performance where people look after that game. They go home, players that work with him, and think, that was good. That was really good. And that's where I need to be. And this is what we want. So, Frank Lampard, Jody Morris and his coaching team, brilliant. These past 2 games, brilliant. I'm saying it on record now, fantastic. Because you're trying to build confidence in the back 4, back 5. You're trying to build a base to build from. Because, as you always hear people say, the most successful teams have a solid base to build from. We didn't have that. We haven't got that. We're trying to get there. So, if it means Seville, Man United, short-term focus to get a long-term gain, I'm all for it. That's just my personal opinion. And hopefully you guys can sort of see what I'm trying to say. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like the video, smash the like button for me. If you've never been to my channel before, thank you for taking the time to watch. Hit that subscribe button for me. Then hit the bell for notifications so you get notified when my videos come out. I try to tell it how it is. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up people's bums. I'm just going to say it how I see it. And that's how I'm seeing it. And hopefully you guys do too. If you don't, put your comments in the comment section below. If you do, post your comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday. See you tomorrow.